On 4th July 2025, a very famous Japanese musician, Eve, got his TikTok account with 900k followers hacked. Strangely, it seems to be taken over by some salmon-haired male influencer posting videos of himself. He seems to be very active though, because he read and liked every comment left on his post, making fans all over the world go crazy. Cause like, when will be the next time we all got noticed by Eve? Or at least his TikTok account. Hello everyone, yes, I'm alive, and yes, I might have ghosted you for almost or maybe over a year, but that's not important because I'm back and I'm here to talk about Eve's newest digital single released just last Friday called Ghost Avenue. As usual, before we start, this is my personal interpretation of the song and it might be different for each person. But I do think this time, most of us can agree that the song is about grief. The salmon-colored hair influencer guy I talked about in the intro? Yeah, the red flag guy? His name is Mahiru Hiruma, also known as Damn-kun. Mahiru Hiruma is the protagonist of the song, and as you can see, he's portrayed as a very popular, extroverted, cheeky guy. Like, bro literally came home drunk with different guys and girls every night. And that's not even the reason why I call him a red flag. Like, I'm not judging his lifestyle, but this dude slept with a woman and stole her money after. Like, damn, he is the damn coon after all. Oh, also, hello Fuchi, and hello Eve. Anyways, aside from this lifestyle, he's also an influencer, and this part seems to show a pattern of how much he likes attention, but not in a way where it's about ego or wanting to be famous. He wants attention in a way where he just seems so lonely. Everything that's shown so far made him look like he always needs someone or something to be around, to be a distraction, whether it's alcohol, friends, sex, drugs, anything. As if without it, he would feel empty. Remember on my previous Eve video, I explained about a creature called Zingai. For those who don't know, Zingai is a supernatural entity that exists in the Eve universe. It is explained in the Kara no Kyoku manga that Zingais are the representation of their person, their feelings, their desires, and their emotional state. Like the Mr. Kirby pasta for Fuchi, for Hiruma, his Zingai is her, Didin. In the music video, we're shown snippets of Hiruma's childhood memory, where he seems to be neglected as a child, yet he found love and care outside his home, from Suzuki-san. In the character sheet by Mariyasu, the illustrator, Suzuki is a kinzo no onesan, which basically means an older girl, like older sister from the neighborhood, but not literally his sister, because like we Asians call everyone older than us like older sister and older brother, so you know what I mean. And according to Mariyasu, she seems to know that Hiruma is a neglected child and is concerned about him, so she took care of him. It is also stated here that Suzuki is the first love of Hiruma, although I don't think it means in a romantic way because she cared for him like an older sister and he's a little kid. Cause like even kids with a functional family fell in love with their parents and teachers all the time. There's even a saying that a father is every girl's first love, so I feel like it's more of that type of love. But for Hiruma, who doesn't even know what a motherly love is, he might not be able to tell the difference between familial love and romantic love. He might not even know like any other type of love, which is why I think he just defines her as love, his first and only love. She is the definition of love itself, and she died in front of his eyes. Not to mention that he seems to be experiencing survivor's guilt because he seems to be at the crime scene when it happened, holding this little bunny plushie colored with Suzuki's fresh red blood. I mean, it's just my theory, but I think this accident might involve her saving him in some way. I'm just trying to make sense of this scene where Ririn's bloody hands held Mahiru's hand, and it almost felt like she's inviting him to join her in death, which is a very common thing experienced by someone with a survivor's guilt. Oh, also, I forgot to explain, but remember this bunny plushie? This is Ririn, or at least this bunny is the real bunny. She can transform from this bunny form to this human form after getting blood, and that blood is taken from Mahiru's body, so whenever he feels lonely, she will take his blood and transform to accompany him by his side. The funny thing is, Ririn took Mahiru's blood without him knowing. There's even an extra drawn by Mariyasu showing how Fuchi got curious on why he got so many bandages all over his body. And Mahiru's just brushing it off by saying Fuchi is etchy, because why is he asking that? Like, it's clearly to cover up hickeys. Like, come on, right? Well, no. Basically, on the days that he's sleeping alone, he will wake up bleeding in the morning, not knowing why. That's why he covered it up with bandages. Okay, now that Fuchi is in the conversation, I wanted to talk about how they both have a very different way to cope with their problems, with their depression. In Ghost Avenue, Mahiru copes with his emptiness by filling it with anything he could possibly find. Meanwhile, for Fuchi, in the Sayonara and Roll Envy, he seems to accept the darkness. He isolates himself from the world. He's at a state where he doesn't give a shit about love or money or anything or anybody at all, even if deep down he really wants someone. As the lyric said, all I wanted was for someone to listen to me, which later the scene show how he's struggling to delete memories of him and the only people he cherished, Tobi and Ryuuko. But I guess at this point the pain is unbearable and Fuchi probably thinks that ending it all would be the answer. Meanwhile, for Mahiru, he seems to be someone who lives to the fullest, but he's not actually living. He didn't look depressed to most people, but he's literally empty inside, which in my opinion is more dangerous and is a very real thing in our society. Not everyone that looks okay are actually okay. In fact, faking it all consumes him more and more as the time goes, symbolized by Ririn taking blood off of him. And I don't think it's meant to show someone running out of blood literally, because the story is presented as a video game since the beginning. I think losing blood here is just a metaphor of losing life, because in video games, you usually have an HP, right? And once it hits 0, you'll basically die. And when that critical time comes, when he's low HP, that's gonna be when the reality hits, which is depicted in the video of him finally choosing himself in the character selection instead of Ririn. As the lyric goes, no more living the life of somebody else. I think this is the moment where he finally tried to get over Suzuki, to stop wasting his life for someone else and just live for himself. It's still a question though why this night out of all nights is the night where Mahiru runs out of blood, but maybe it has something to do with this clip where in this video game, Mahiru is slowly gaining hearts from other people around him, and it is also stated that he's slowly kind of getting along with Fuchi and Tobi, like getting into the group, even though Tobi kind of dislike him. But I do think that's the case because there's a lyric that says only jealous eyes are watching you. So maybe it's not just Mahiru who's feeling lonely, but Ririn also felt that way, which prompted her to take so much blood from Mahiru to the point he woke up, because usually he doesn't even realize it. Again, I do also think that this is a metaphor of how survivor's guilt can make you feel like you don't deserve to be happy, you don't deserve to live and have friends like normal people because you think you should have been dead with the others. And maybe this jealousy from Ririn is something that represents that. And right after that scene, the music video shows his past, symbolizing him finally facing the very things he wanted to forget. Here, you can see the frames slowly transitioning, as if the game is glitching from the game screen to real-life Mahiru, struggling in the hallway where in the end of the front door, there's fading images of Shizuku. Since the very beginning, this music video depicts his story as a horror game, where lilin is the ghost. And just like in most horror games, the ghost is the one we need to defeat in order to win. And in this scene, he's finally ready to face his past, face the ghost, and get out from the painful memories that chained him for life. Now the question is, did he manage to get out though? Because we don't know. The music video literally ends with him trying to grab Suzuki, but it doesn't show him coming out of the door itself, which is why I think Fuchi might play a role in helping him get out, because at the end of the music video, he appears to visit Mahiru's place in the next morning. What will happen once he rings the bell? Will he find Mahiru? Will Mahiru end up dead? Was Fuchi too late? Or will he save Mahiru, just like how Tobi saved him? Okay, so I recorded this last week, and turns out on Monday they had this 1 million view milestone post, and thank God they answered my question, because it seems like Fuchi did manage to find Mahiru on time and called the ambulance for him. And then there's this art where he's like so happy jumping around with like a blood transfusion happening. So yeah, thankfully I think he's happy and alive. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye! This video is sponsored by no one. But hey, did you know that I have an art account where I open commissions from basic art, chibis, merch, and life duty models with free rigging? If you want to support me and want some good art, please visit me on vegan.com/melaniakxle, and don't leave me jobless, I guess. So yeah, thank you so much again. Bye!